Yo, 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 what's going on? Michigan Chess. We are here, 2019 Motor City Open is going on right now. And thank you for turning our channel on, the Michigan Chess Association. Make sure you like and share this video and definitely subscribe to the channel. Tell all your friends. I'm here with one of the most fantastic young and up and comers right now. And say your name again?
Vishruth.
Vishruth, and he comes to the Motor City Open from Canada. Now, what section are you in, Vishruth?
I'm in the open.
In the open section. Now, what's your rating?
My CFC rating is 1800.
Okay, so that's FIDE rating, right? The CFC
No, CFC is a Canada rating.
is a Canada rating. Okay, but do you have a FIDE rating
Yeah,
yet?
my FIDE rating is low. It's only 50.
Okay, all right. Hey, don't tell that to the 800s out there. I don't think that's low, right? Do you remember when you were at 800 at one point in your life?
Yeah, a long time ago.
A long time ago, yeah. But there's some 800s and some 200s and some even players that are over 2,000 that's watching us on this YouTube channel. So this game that he's going to show us is his, what round was this game?
This is round 3.
Round 3. And who are you playing in this game here?
Playing Savio.
Savio, another a kid from Canada, I believe, right?
Yeah, from
Cool.
Windsor.
From Windsor. All right. And you had the white pieces here, right?
Yeah.
So let's get into the game. All right, Vishruth, we're going to pull up our board here. And the first move was
E4.
E4?
Yeah.
Okay.
C5.
C5.
Knight f3.
Knight f3.
Knight E6.
E6. Now, this is the Sicilian defense. This could still be the Shevinigan. It could be some variation. It could even be the Shevchennikov transposing to. We don't know if it's going to be an open variation yet, but E6 is a very solid move. What was the next move?
D4.
D4.
C takes D4.
And for those of you guys who are lower, let's say you guys who are under 1200, I get a lot of questions on why does white usually play? Why is this the number one move? The reason why is when you play an E4, E5, anyone that plays E5, they can castle easier than they could in C5, right? So the way you punish C5 is to be able to open the position because black is down a little bit in development. So that's why D4 is the most popular move in this position. So C takes D4.
Yep.
Knight takes D4.
Knight C6.
Knight C6.
Then Knight C3.
Knight C3.
Knight F6.
Knight F6.
I played the variation of Knight takes C6.
Okay. Knight takes C6.
B takes C6.
B takes C6.
And then E5.
And then E5. All right. Now this variation is not as popular as some, but it still has some advantages for white. You have this really nice pawn on E5. And I'm going to give you guys out there, especially for anyone out there that's under 1600, a pawn on E5, the castle king dies. A knight on E5, the castle king won't survive. Remember that. So if you look at most of the attacks, Vishruth, if you notice like the Bobby Fischer game of the century, Gary Kasparov's, all those different types of attacks, even like Nakamura or some Paul Morphy attacks,
Yeah.
a lot of times you see like queen sacrifices, rook sacrifices, bishops, and all these. You say, oh, did you see the sacrifice, rook sacrifice, knight sacrifice? But the pawn never gets credit. The pawn is sitting there on E5 and enabling all the pieces to go to all these great squares for the sacrifice to even happen.
Yeah.
But he gets no credit. He's like, what about me? What about me? So for those of you guys out there, the common denominator in a successful attack on a castle king is a pawn on E5. Remember that. So right now, Vishruth, you have this pawn on E5, and what happens next?
They played Knight D5.
Knight D5. All right.
Here I didn't remember what to do, so I played the safe, taking the knight.
Taking the knight. I don't think it's bad, but I would rather do this.
Yeah.
And the reason why, when you're looking at the imbalances, Vishruth, what do you see?
I see he has a hole on D6. His dark squares around his king weak. So it's recommendable to take advantage of those squares that are weak there.
Yeah, and also you have a space advantage. So that space advantage cramps me, right? And it's like quicksand. The more and more I struggle to get out, the worse it gets. And you start to see my pieces go to the rim and back up because of your space advantage on E5. And so what happens is, I wish, because you have this space advantage, I wish you would trade with me, right? Because then I don't have to worry about any of my pieces getting to good squares, right? But if you don't trade with me, then I'm just going to struggle for the rest of the game. So that's why I believe like knight e4 is the perfect square. The e5 pawn allowed your knight to get to a great square like e4. And correct, this d6 square is definitely weak, right? Knight takes d5.
C takes d5.
And then c takes d5. Okay.
Here I played c3 because I thought that in the future he would be able to play queen a5 check and be able to somehow win the 5 pawn in the future.
In the future, okay.
I wanted to just block off any checks that can come on that a5 to e1 diagonal.
I see.
And also it's for my queen to go to c2 in the future to cover the f2 pawn. If he plays queen b6 bishop c5, I'll just go queen c2.
Oh yeah, that's understandable. Okay. I understand this, but I understand this one too.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't think that's an immediate threat, right? I think your move is actually really solid, right? But I think that if you were able just to castle, like queen a5 c3 even with d4, I actually think if you play queen a5 c3 d4, I think you should give that pawn on purpose. Right? We would castle, take, and you have all this big initiative with his queen running around.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, I would have played that variation, but also I haven't, like, I kind of forgot the variations. I don't know them perfectly, so I didn't really want to go into the pawn sacrifice variation without knowledge.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Tell you the truth, if you really look at it like this, I don't think that the pawn sacrifice. Actually, I think that him taking the pawn is really a blunder, right?
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to do that, right? But that's like your next step into a higher echelon, really, right? Because we're so ready to have. We want more than the other, right? I want more. I have a pawn more than you. You have a pawn more than me, and that's kind of scary sometimes. But if you just think about it, like this bishop, once he gets done with taking his pawn on c3, you get to play bishop d2. His queen has to move away. You developed every last piece that you have. You have a space advantage and a development advantage. So what I tell my students is this bishop on c8, this bishop on f8, and this rook on h8, I actually take the pieces off the board and put them on their side of the board and say, those are your pieces. Because I'm not using them, right? So those are your pieces. Now, if you make a soft move, I'm going to get my piece back. So you always have to keep adding, using your initiative. A queen g4, making sure bishop can't develop, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a c, we can't play c4, maybe f4 with an f5 after you've castled. You know what I mean? Those types of positions. So it might be worth at least 5 minutes to see if that will work. Because that is the difference between you winning the game easily, right? Getting some rest, right? And it might be clear. Or you might calculate it and say, I just couldn't find the right move after move 7 in my variation. So I'm gonna go with c3. You see what I'm saying? Because I think it's a critical moment because his development is looking kind of poor at this moment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you play c3, which is solid, okay?
So you played queen c7 here.
Queen c7, okay.
Attacking the pawn, so I played bishop f4 because I didn't want to block my bishop.
Right. Right.
So I played rook b8.
Rook b8.
It's kind of a tricky move because I thought I would play queen d2 here. After queen d2, he has the move d4, and I can't take the pawn on d4, otherwise
because
bishop b4.
Bishop b4. Yep.
So I had to play rook b1 here to defend.
Okay.
Played queen a5.
Okay.
And then I played a4 here.
Okay.
I was thinking of a3, but I thought pawn a4.
Okay. a4, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of a3, but I thought that after a3, he has the move bishop takes a3.
So after a3,
Just the move bishop
takes a3 here, yeah.
And then b takes a3, and then queen takes c3 check.
Yeah.
And here, I can't do anything except bishop d2.
And then
I just take the e5 pawn, I take on b1, and then he goes bishop a6, and my bishop, so pretty much bishop d2, take on e5, bishop e2 probably, then take on b1 first.
I'll take b1,
and then
queen takes b1,
and then bishop a6.
Yeah, this don't look good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. So yes, a4 was much better than that. Okay.
he played a slight inaccuracy. He played bishop a6.
Okay.
And here I was really considering b4, but after b4, bishop takes b4, I again thought it was going to be the same thing. It's actually a little bit better for white, because white doesn't lose the e5 pawn immediately. He has to waste a tempo to collect the e5 pawn, which allows me to castle. So here we go, rook takes b4, and then bishop d2. Rook takes b1 allows the queen takes.
He has to go here.
Bishop takes a5, so rook e4 check is first.
Yeah.
And bishop e2. And it's still an interesting position, but I just it was just risky, and I couldn't see clearly the position. So
yeah. So what'd you play here?
So here I played bishop takes a6.
Okay.
Queen takes a6, and then to be
b3.
Just to stop rook b3 in the future.
Okay.
Because when I move my queen, he could go rook b3 and take the a4 pawn or something. So I just wanted to solidify my queen side.
Okay.
Here he played. He played queen c6 here. His idea was to play d4 and queen takes g2, but I saw that idea in advance, and I played queen d3 first. And then on d4,
did he play d4?
Yeah, he played d4.
Okay.
C takes d4, queen takes g2.
Okay.
And on king e2, my king is actually really fine in that square.
Now, could you explain to those out here why your king is safe in the center right here?
So he has poor development. His rook on b8 is just attacking a b3 pawn that's defended twice. Bishop on f8 and his rook on h8 are doing nothing right now. And in the meantime, my pieces are very active. My queen on d3 covers a lot of squares. My rook on b1 potentially helped the 4 push, maybe b4. I don't know.
Okay.
And my rook on h1 is now connected, and not only that, he also has no tricks, and his only attacking piece is his queen.
Yeah.
So he needs more than just one queen to attack the king. The king on e2 is justifiable.
And plus, he can't open the center either to make it even in the future. It doesn't look like the center is easily open. Okay.
So I played queen g4 check here.
Okay.
I was thinking of going king e3, but I didn't want to do that. I went queen f3 instead.
You went queen f3?
Yeah, I went queen f3, but king e3 was also a possibility.
Okay.
He traded queens here, and he played bishop a3 to stop rook c1. So he didn't want me to low.
Okay. Bishop a3.
So here I saw I had a chance to play rook g1.
Well, I want to get your mind state in this endgame, because something has changed. What is your plan in this endgame at this moment?
Well, my main plan was to first defend all the pawns I had, and then after rook g1, g6, all his dark squares are weak. I was gonna try to get into the dark squares and attack him with the dark squared weaknesses. Unfortunately, that didn't happen in the game.
Yeah.
I made an accuracy, I believe, and allowed his pieces to get out. But
well, when I look at it, the aesthetic factor of this endgame is you have a better king, right? His rooks are not connected, so I think you would be more readily able to control the open file and dominate the open file. That's why he felt he had to play bishop a3. The one thing that I believe, also there's a 2-to-1 advantage on the queen side as well.
Yeah.
Even though right now this is a backward pawn, right?
For now, but
so there's some counterplay here for black. I mean, and plus the bishop right now, you're gonna try to reroute this, I'm pretty sure, to another square, right?
Well, later on I brought in
bishop d2.
I played bishop h6 to stop him from castling, and then I played bishop d2 later on.
Okay.
But I think that the main problem for me is that bishop is kind of stuck there, because if I move it, he's gonna play d5. That's what happened.
Okay, and then connect his rooks.
Yeah.
But I believe actually, even with d5, right? If you play bishop d2 and then just get your majority rolling,
yeah,
you can't be worse at all. You got to be better in this position, right? If you can just control this square. But here it is your move, right? So what did you play?
I played king g4.
I also looked at this bishop c1 actually too.
Bishop c1. Here I played rook hg1 to
Rook
weaken his
hg1.
dark squares a bit.
Yep.
So I played g6 because he can't castle, otherwise bishop h6.
Yep.
So now I played king g4.
King g4.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did
maybe-
you choose this way?
Yeah, I wanted to possibly infiltrate with the king, but I don't think it was the best move. I think even king e2 is better. My idea is to go rook g3 and defend along the third rank, and then I'm gonna try to control the c file. My rook on c3.
I must say again, your pawn majority, like, okay, this is the end game, but you're still up in development. That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
So your one aggressive move is to push that 2 versus 1, or even put yourself in a position to push that 2 versus 1 before he can even connect his rooks. So I still think bishop c1 or bishop d2, helping you to push this majority, is probably your most accurate move. All right, so after king g4.
Yeah, I did that later, but it was too late at that point. So king g4.
Then he played d5.
I know.
Oh.
So which move are we on?
We're on move 21. Yeah.
Okay. Bishop h6. I played bishop h6 and then king g4 actually. So first bishop h6. First bishop h6 to stop him from castling.
Oh, it's bishop h6 first, okay.
And then on d5.
And then he played d5, okay.
And then here I played king g4. I don't think my play was fast enough because here he gets his rooks connected.
What did he play? King d7?
Yeah, I played king d7 here.
Okay.
Rook g3.
Rook g3.
Here he played rook c8.
Rook h to c8?
Yeah, rook h to c8.
Okay.
Here, just to drag his king a little bit backward from the action, I played rook f3.
Okay.
And then on king e8, I played bishop d2, but it's already too late. He brought his rook from h8 to c8, so now bishop d2 is a bit too late.
Yeah. Okay.
So now I think the position's already equal at least for black. Now I think the position's already equal for black. So here he played rook c2.
Rook c2.
And I played rook d3. And then here went back with bishop e7 to stop my king from.
He went where?
Bishop e7.
Bishop e7. Okay.
And then rook c1 to trade off the rooks.
Rook c1.
Maybe I should have gone b4 here, b5 just to get the 2.
If b4 rook a2, then what happens?
Then I can go a5. Just thinking that here at least my position is better than without the rook on b.
Oh, actually, maybe b4 a5.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if you play b4, what if he plays a5?
If he plays a5, I'll go b5
and then rook a2.
Rook a2. Bishop takes a5.
And then rook takes a4.
Then I can. Oh no.
I think.
Then I can go bishop c7 and b6. I think.
Bishop c7 then d6.
And then pawn b6 to solidify the pawn.
Yeah, I hear you. You do have a passer, but it still seems like you should have more, right? You know what I mean? It might be a little too rushed to do it now. A little too rushed now. You probably should set it up a little bit better than that.
Yeah, so here I played rook c1 just to trade off the.
Okay, rook c1. Okay.
Just to trade off the rooks.
Did he trade?
No, he played rook c8. He was smart.
Rook c8. Oh, the other rook. I see.
Yeah, he was smart to keep that rook there, the active rook. And so I took. He took. And I played f4 just to try to keep the pawns on dark squares.
Okay.
Sorry, on light squares, because I want the light square to be there.
Okay.
But I mean, at this point, the position's already about equal.
Yeah.
I have literally no way to win. My bishop on.
Okay.
So here, played h5 check, king f3, king d7. Then I didn't really know what to do, so I decided that because I can't really infiltrate into his position, I have to get him to come.
And what did you do?
So I played king e3.
Okay.
To force g5. And then
Did he play g5?
Yeah, he played g5, and then I played king f3. So pretty much now his pawn is a bit weak on g4. It was on g6, so in the future I can play h3 and get rid of it. So that was my main idea with this. So we played g4 check, king g4, so otherwise bishop b4 wins the piece. And f5, he's trying to make me go to the second rank so he can play bishop b4 and win. Of course, I'll take the pawn. The idea here is h4.
Okay.
So I play e takes f6. Takes f6. And now I played bishop b4. Control. Bishop b4. Not yet.
Bishop b4.
I could have gone h3 at any point of the game, but I decided to go bishop here to try and get my pawn to roll.
Okay.
Before it was too late, now I can just try. Here he went to rook to e. Idea was to go rook e4, try to take the pawn.
Yep. Double team the pawn here, but that doesn't seem like that works well.
He's gonna first bring his king over and then. I played bishop 5.
Okay.
a6.
Alright. Yes.
Rook 8.
Okay.
a5 here. And then he played rook e2. He's played his rook back to
e2.
Now he's counting on the fact that he has king to try and win the d4 pawn in the future. But I played b5.
There you go. Breakthrough.
He takes a6.
Okay.
And then I played rook a3 to stop him.
Okay.
I had a little trap set up, but the trap didn't. He actually fell into the trap, but it wasn't a trap because he had a resource that was fine. I played b4. Then my idea here was to play a6. So what I did in the game. Here b takes a3, a7, and it looks like my pawn's promoting. I missed the resource he had with h4. And king takes g4.
He's gonna go back with the rook that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now after rook g2, king f3, I resigned here. I lost my.
Oh, I didn't know you lost the game. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't find the h4, so.
Do you study in games at home?
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
What book do you use for your in games?
Sometimes I do endgame tactics. I like there's a book by Mark Dvorsky.
Oh yeah, that's a good book, right? There's another series of books that I believe is better than Mark Dvorsky. The reason why is Mark Dvorsky's books. It's not categorized the way that this book series is. So they have this book, man. You guys, I'm gonna make sure I put this in our comment section. This book series is really good. It's in-game manual. I know that's the title, and yeah, that's what it is. It's in-game manual, and they might have it's like queen versus minor pieces, and then that's the whole book. It's about that then right. Then they have like typical rook in games, advanced rook in games, right? Rook versus two pawns. So they break it down perfectly. Same stuff they have in Dvorsky, but you might in Dvorsky you might look at this part and then you get to this part, and if you don't repeat it enough, you're gonna forget it, right?
Yeah.
So this book series, you can actually go right to the end game that you see mostly, and then kind of study that and get better in that. But man, you're very talented, man. Only thing I have to say is just the space part, right? Yeah. I believe that if I was you, I would practice on development and giving a pawn online. So get comfortable with it, right? Like even if you're playing blitz games, like okay, I'm gonna castle, let him have this pawn, and get used to using initiative and development versus material, right? Because I believe that was a moment in that game, I think that you would have had a big giant advantage if you would have played that move 94.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of the or bishop d3 instead of the c3 move. I believe you would have had a big development advantage because it seems like it would be really hard to get those pieces out.
Yeah.
And you even had a development advantage even though it was the end game, and he still had trouble connecting his rooks even in that part. And this was like move like 20. Think about if you would have castled and had bishop d3 and it's move 7.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been, and he has a pawn with a queen running around? No way. So, for everybody out there, what we're talking about is development. There's 2 rules when you're up in development. If you have more pieces out, attack. If the other person is the king, if the other person's king is the center, open the center. No matter what you got to do, your attitude has to be attack and be aggressive. Basically, everything your coach told you not to do, you do it when the other person's king is in the center. So I'm looking forward to seeing more games from you. I know you have some games tomorrow that you're going to play.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see your results. I know in the future you're going to be a really, really, really strong player. So thank you for joining us. And I am Coach Brian. I'm representing Michigan Chess Association. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys next video.